Okay, so I happened to buy this bike RC390 this summer when I sold my previous stunt bike, and because I come from a stunting background, I wanted some kind of crash protection on this bike also, even though I'm not planning to stunt on this yet. And I wasn't really impressed with any aftermarket uh, frame sliders that they sell, because they were attached only from 2 points, and I think they were attached to this and this pipe, and because when you crash the forces come from somewhere around here, it doesn't really have any strength in this direction. So I thought it's pointless to pay over $100 for something that will not work in the worst situation. So I decided I'm gonna do some crash protection myself. And my first idea, and the idea I'm gonna go with right now, is because this bike has a trellis frame. I got myself some of these Stauf hydraulic pipe clamps, which fit the pipes. They are 22 millimeter and 16 millimeter, and I plan to attach it from three points fairly far away from each other, as far away as they can be, so it's gonna be as strong as possible. And here, because of the exhaust, it's kind of, there's not much space, so I made here, and on the other side, which I will show in a bit, I made with a press this kind of bracket on the back side, so it fits and doesn't burn from the exhaust. Okay, so here on the right side of the bike I'm a little bit more done than on the left side. Here I have already, I planned here the spots where these clamps will come to. One is going to be right about here, one is high on this pipe, and one right here. And I put them together, and here, like here we have a lot of room, and here also in the back, but here there's the engine, the engine comes in the way quite a lot. So here behind here I have also made this bracket of my own, so it fits here. And I have this plate that has been bent in the same way that the frame bends. It was a little bit tricky to figure out how it bends, and a little bit tricky to mark the holes, but I used a couple of tricks to get it right, and now this fits with the clamps quite nicely. And I don't know if it's really beautiful or not, but I'm planning, like, my main concern is maximum strength, not how beautiful it is. And this is 3 millimeter thick steel, and I'm gonna have some, I haven't decided or tested the length yet, but I'm going to have pretty thick pipe coming up from here, and on top of that pipe will be a slider made of this POM plastic. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay, so now I have come a little bit further on my crash, not crash cage, but crash peg project. So to the plates I made, I added some welded, a quite thick iron pipe. I think this is 3 millimeters thickness. I don't remember how long, but this is how it looks mounted. The paint is not the best, but I don't really care. I don't really care how it looks too much, because I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to make it look perfect. But there it is mounted on this side. Here on the right side, the same thing, the same pipe welded on and painted with a brush to black. So yeah, that's them. And here on the left side I've already made and attached this bracket which attaches to 3 bolts. There were 3 threads on the swing arm here where the stock lifting peg is, this, and then there is this thread also on the side and this thread on this side. I plan to do the same thing on the right side, but this is how it will look, and I'll probably paint this black also. This is just here to look at the spot where the slider will be located. I drilled a hole for it. Okay, so I had these pucks for the front protectors made. These are from some hard plastic. They go 30 millimeters inside the tube, and I think they look pretty clean. And I also had these made for the rear. Focus. These pucks, which will have a bolt inside them like so, and they will be bolted into these brackets, into that hole. And the brackets will sit here as I shown, in this hole, attached in this and in there on the both sides, and these will be on the brackets, and I will show you when it's done, when the paint is dried. Okay, so now the paint is dry, it's the next day, and now I would say my crash protectors are completely ready. So here are again the front ones, which I already showed. Like so, and here are the rear ones attached with 3 bolts on the swing arm and 1 10mm bolt going through this slider. The paint is not the best, but I really don't care if these are super clean or not. My main concern was how they function, and I think they will protect the bike pretty good. Those come out that far, so I have tried it before when I started making these, and now again I tried it with a big plywood, like a plywood sheet, which is pretty rigid, which I simulated like the ground with. So I tried which things will hit the ground first. So that's how I decided how long these need to be. And even with these, always the shift lever and the rear foot brake lever will hit the ground first and probably brake, but after that only the pegs will touch. So, and the only reasonable way to save the shift levers and stuff would be have some rigid foot pegs which don't fold at all. I might do that at some point, but right now I'm not really worried about the lever breaking. I have one spare lever already, which I got for free, so, and it's not that important if they break, if my fairings are safe and everything else. So I can't say for sure, I haven't crashed the bike yet, but I'm pretty confident that these will work a lot better than anything that I could buy from a store, because they are aluminium, which is always not the best quality, so it won't even last. Maybe a single crash, but you would need to replace them after. And my hope with these are, even if I do crash, I just check these that they're okay and I can keep riding. So that's my crash protectors for the RC390 2005 year model. Thanks for watching.